Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Zodiac Bandit, and I just finished watching the first 3 episodes of Season 2 of The Legend of Vox Machina, and it got me thinking about other moments from Critical Role that I like to see animated, so that is what today's video is about. Moments from Critical Role that's not in Campaign 1 that I would like to see get the animated treatment. Please God, animate Campaign 2.
Go for it.
Not reckless.
Okay.
Just give it a minute. Natural 20.
Motherfucker. All right. Next attack.
Next attack. Reckless.
Sure, go for it.
Natural 20.
That's fucking ridiculous. How do you want to do this?
So first off is actually a one-shot, and that is the Search for Grog one-shot, specifically Grog's turn. Now the way I'm thinking about this is, well, it would be sort of an epilogue thing where they sort of gloss over what happens with him, but they show off the badassness that is Grog's turn once he finally wakes up. It starts off as stills. They're like, oh, we had to go to Pandemonium, blah, blah, blah. We had this doofus named Bertrand Bell, which would be a way to introduce him for when they eventually animate Campaign 3. They should also animate Campaign 3. But then they go to into some animation where Grog wakes up, grabs his axe, 2 natural 20s, and the crowd goes wild, just like the clip I just showed you, and fucking kills the thing in his turn, which was great, and I love it. So I think that moment would be extremely hyped to animate, be extremely fun to watch, and yeah, that's it. I just want to see that really hype moment get animated, and it's, I think, something that they might not do when they get to that part of Campaign 1, because it's technically a one-shot that takes place after Vecna, but if they do like an epilogue thing, I definitely could see this sort of thing being animated, so I kind of hope they do that. And the first of 2 moments I want to discuss about Campaign 2 is actually not a moment, it's a full episode that I want them to make, and that is the Session 0 episode. So in the first season of Legend of Vox Machina, they gave us the Brim Scythe fight, which happened before they started doing the live stream, and I think that sort of same treatment should be given to Campaign 2 if they ever do it, where they first go to the first town they meet in, but it's the Session 0, so you're split into the 3 different teams, that being Ford, Jester, and Bo, Caleb and Not, and then Yasha and Molly with the circus, and how close they get to each other as they're moving around the first city that they're in, but they never actually meet until they meet at the end of the episode, and that's where the campaign starts, and I think that would be amazing for them to do, because I would love to see the shenanigans that they did in the Session 0. I don't think they've ever truly talked about it, outside of briefly mentioning it throughout the second campaign, but to actually see what happens would be really cool, and I think it'd be a nice way to sort of introduce them all separately and then bring them all together at the beginning of the second episode for if they ever decide to animate Campaign 2 like they damn well should.
And I roll a 28.
So at that point, both together, you watch as Twiggy finds this small rotating piece on the very, very edge that turns and turns, and as it does, another kind of cylindrical sphere kind of slowly emits from it, like you're rotating a pencil lead that pushes out.
It takes like 3 fingers to do it at the same time.
You twist it and you push it in, and it actually pushes in about an inch and then clicks with inside recessed. And as that happens, the top part opens up a little bit. And Caleb, you take that and rotate it. And as it clicks into place, you hear flash of green light.
Green light's never good.
Fills the entire chamber. And that's where we're going to go to break.
And the next moment is the Happy Fun Ball. I think they should damn well use this in the animation. I think it'd be hilarious. It'd be really cool, and we could see like how far they can go with the animation for the show. I think it'd be really fun. And I think Twiggy would be an amazing character to show up in the campaign, be one of the handful of guest characters they actually use for the animated show. If you are unaware and haven't watched any of the seasons yet, they seem to be excluding things, and I'm worried that the Happy Fun Ball will be one of the things they exclude early on and just have a different character have it instead of having Twiggy introduce it to everybody, and I hope they don't do this. This is why I'm talking about this, because I want them to introduce the Happy Fun Ball in the correct way that they did in the overall show, instead of how the animation seems to be skipping certain things to line up better to tell a tighter story. I would like them to give the Happy Fun Ball a big episode to dedicate to it with Twiggy. That way it sets up for the Laughing Hand later on down the line. So, yeah, I would like them to do the whole true introduction to the Happy Fun Ball, and then later on, once they need to go into it again to deal with certain things, they can do it properly like that instead of just having that character always having the ball. I think that'd be way better, and I like Twiggy, so I'd like her to be animated because that would be fun. Another moment that I've talked about a bunch is the Death Wish run. I think this would be an amazing moment to animate. It'd be a ton of fun, or amazing episode to animate. I think they could go absolutely insane in the animation department on the mechanical vehicles they're driving, the crazy shit that happens during the race, you know, all the fun stuff that happens before would be really fun too, and at the end when they all crash and cross the finish line would be amazing. And when they whack the granny, which is my favorite thing in the whole fucking race, I would love to see this get animated. But I've talked about the Death Wish run a ton, and because I really enjoyed it, I thought it was a lot of fun and something that was totally unique and different to Campaign 3 that we didn't really see in any other campaign. So I think this would be something really cool for them to animate. Give it some sort of, you know, fun race anime, speed racer type shit. Be really fun. This one's a bit out there. I'm not sure if this will ever get animated, but I would love it to get animated, and that is all of EXU except Kaimal. I think they should do the original EXU, and they should animate EXU Calamity, and just do an amazing sort of 4 or 5 episodes of Calamity, shorten down the original EXU run to all the necessary things, and sort of lead into Campaign 3 with that. And then obviously I would love to see Calamity just be insane. The first 2 episodes being a lot of setup for everything going to shit, and the last 2 episodes being the shit hitting the fan, especially the moment where the tree blows up, and then there's, like, you know, a fraction of a second where Xerxes is getting the shit beat out of him for forever. Basically just the Tsukiyomi from Naruto that Itachi has. I think that would be really badass to see visualized, and the way Brennan sort of, you know, embodies Asmodeus within the mirror, and then within that scene, and just beats the piss out of Xerxes. I would love to see all of Calamity and all of the original EXU run get animated. So, who knows? Maybe it will. Probably not. I highly doubt any of this will happen. They're probably just going to stick with Campaign 1, which hurts my soul. So there you have it. Things that I would like to see animated from, you know, other campaigns, not just Campaign 1. I would love to see them do more animations other than Campaign 1, obviously. I'd love Campaign 2 to happen. EXU, Calamity, Campaign 3 would be amazing to see in animation. I think those characters would friggin' be insane to animate. I think it'd be really fun. But I do want to clarify, I chose moments that I don't necessarily think will get animated. Now, the only one on here that I think probably will, if they were to ever do it, would be the Death Wish run. And I just think that would be a fun thing to see animated. So I had to talk about it. But the other ones, I don't know if they're going to, like, you know, finagle things and change up the story and have, you know, the guy, the wizard in the tower, Yeza, the name of Nott's husband, and him always get super confused in my head. He might always have the ball, and they'll just use him to get through into the ball and do things like that, which would suck because I like Twiggy. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when they finagle things in the story to sort of fit a more streamlined storytelling, they might do that. So they might not have any of the Session Zero stuff. They might not do the Happy Fun Ball the first time they ever use it the correct way anyway. And they probably won't show Grog, which really sucks. But if they were to animate, you know, Campaign 3, the Death Wish run is going to be there. Obviously, Mollymauk's death in Campaign 2 will be there. Sort of just a bunch of stuff that I knew would be there if they animated. I didn't talk about it. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the video. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for the next video. Until then, peace.